in Castlethorne. Hi guys, welcome. I hope you're all doing well. To edit, right? Yes, today is Saturday. Oh my god. I think somebody be like, what? Today? Made me second guess myself big time. It is. Yes, today is Saturday. We are an hour late. Why? Because my sweet darling Clarky fell asleep on me. Poor baby. She woke up at like 5 a.m. and came into my room, and I was like, oh honey, it's very early. But like not so early that I thought to myself, I can put her back to bed and she'll go to sleep. So I was like, do you want to climb into our bed for a little bit and mommy can try to sleep a little bit longer and then we can get up together? Like 6 a.m., I'll get up at 6. That's fine. And she was like, okay. And so she climbed into bed and then was doing the thing where she was like so excited to just be around another person that she just kept talking. And then was like, mommy, I want to go to my room. And I was like, okay. So we went to her room and I was like, cool. Mommy's going to try and get a little extra sleep on your bed then. And she was like, okay. I slept for maybe half an hour. And then she was like, mommy, I want to go downstairs. And I was like, oh God. But Clarky, it's still dark. And she was like, oh. I was like, it's still dark outside. That means that we're supposed to still be in bed, right? You just woke up really early, honey. I don't know what to tell you. And she was like, okay. And just like hung out for a little while and like played. And then the second that it was even remotely light in her room, I was like, mommy, it's time to get up. The day has started. Which is what I say to her. The day has begun. She's like, the day has started. It's light outside. I was like, okay. Great. But what wound up happening was she was just very like sensitivo all morning. Not in like a screamy, like irritable way, but just like she wanted to be held a lot and she seemed just super tired. And at a certain point she asked for her pacifier, which was really strange. And I was like, oh, I mean, normally we would only use our pacifier to take a nap. And she was like, please, can I please have my pacifier? Can I have my Bibbit? Can I please have my Bibbit? And I was like, okay. And then she asked if I would hold her, and I did. And then she asked if I would wrap her up in a blankie, and I did. And then she just passed out on me. And I was like, okay. And then I was trapped on the couch for 2 hours with a poor sleeping baby on me. But to be fair, I also got a little extra sleep, not gonna lie. I adjusted us so we were both laying down, and I was like, okay, we're napping now. This is nap time now. But unfortunately, Sam has had a headache while he's dealing with one of his like bi-monthly migraines, right? So Sam is not in like a super good place right now in terms of being able to sleep and being able to just like act like a normal person. So I was like, okay, Clarky, you already took a nap. We're not going to pretend that you're going to take another nap. You also, because you already took a nap, are probably not going to be down for a long time. So what we're going to do is we're going to set you up in mommy and daddy's bed with the tablet, and you can play your brain games while daddy tries to sleep and mommy's going to try to work. And she was like, okay, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But what's up? That's why I'm late. Oh. I know, poor Sam. It's just one of those days. It's just one of them toddler days. Some days they just refuse to sleep. And some days they sleep by accident. Very rare in this house. Really, really, again, really rare for her to fall asleep somewhere other than in her bed, because if anybody else is around, She just has no interest in sleeping if you're there, right? You can be so boring to her at this point, but she's still like, you're still like a playmate and someone to talk to. And she's just so social that if you're around, no matter how much you're like trying to get her comfortable to sleep, she will not sleep. So it was bizarre to me to have her be like, here's what I need you to do. I need you to grab my Bibbit, and then I need you to wrap me up like a baby, and then I need you to hold me, and we're going to put on Peppa, and then I am going to nap for 2 hours on this couch with you. Okay. Great. Thanks, honey. I have digestive in my mouth, so give me a second. Mallow Mall said, my therapist told me to think of a female role model, and I picked you. That's so sweet. Thank you very much. They are dark chocolate ones, the only ones that are worth my time. Thank you very much. To be a child again. They're crumbly is the only issue with digestives. Can we watch Peppa and nap? That's what I did. It was pretty great. You gotta dunk it. No. Any eating experience that's like, here's what you need to do. You need to take this nicely crisp thing and you need to make it soggy. No, thank you. No, thank you. I hate that. But cereal, yeah, there's a reason that if I eat cereal, I put the least amount of milk possible in there so that it's all crispy and I eat it as quickly as possible. What do you have with your soup? I don't eat things with my soup. I don't think that I would feel like such a strange eater if not for chat. I don't think I am a strange eater. It's just that naturally in conversation with 1,300 people, occasionally I say something and there's so much pushback. Yikes. ASAC! Thank you so much for the 6 years. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Happy anniversary. You eat soup, cringe. Yikes. 1 second. Thank you very much for redeeming an ad. Sonic Advance. All of our ad money is donated every month to a charity cause or organization. So your eyeball money will be going to a good place. You can use channel points to redeem an ad. We don't let you do it super often in the stream. There is a cooldown on it. But yeah, if you would like to redeem an ad and force some people to develop eyeball money for MS Society this month, then there you go. The power is yours. I know, Jesse used it a ton too. It made me laugh. Last night we did Twin Mirror. We finished Twin Mirror, actually, for anybody who was curious. So if you watched the first VOD of that on Jesse's channel and wanted to see how it ends, we finished it last night. Anytime he decided he wanted chat to decide what happened, he played that music. It was very funny. The entire stream was amazing. It was fun. We got off track a lot. We probably would have beaten that game like an hour earlier if not for all the side conversations, but that's okay. I was going to tweet like an homage to the rug joke this morning and then realized that there is no tweet I can put together that has Jesse's mom and the word rug in it where people aren't going to make it nasty. So I just deleted. I got rid of it. That tweet will never see the light of day. But yeah, it was Drink My Buck. Just go watch it. It's great. We went places with it. I cry laughed at one point over a rug. It was good. Guys, what if for a study hall, I got a shirt? Hear me out. People will take shirts and they'll paint things in bleach on the shirts, right? What if I got a shirt for Jesse and then in bleach in squiggly writing painted drink fight fuck on it and sent it to him? I'm gonna do it. I've already decided. I'm doing it. Oh my god. Yes, we're doing that. Great. That'll be a future study hall project. This relies on you guys not telling him about this, though. This has to be a surprise gift in the mail. He cannot know about this, okay? Can I trust you? On average, you can trust us. Great. Head empty, heart open. guys? Y'all doing okay? I don't know what I'm agreeing to. I just got here. Perfect. Head empty for real. Sonic Advance redeemed a Valentine and said, love yourself and also love your loved ones. And Fun Bun says this Valentine is for the wonderful person that made the elevator music my wife and I watch and love you, Doogs. So I made it her ringtone. Adorable. Diatonic Nerd in Discord is the person who put it together and threw it into our fan art channel. So shout out to them. I know their name is different on Twitter, but oh, Stennis, did you get one? I assume you did, because you said it was worth it. Nice. That house trolling life in Final Fantasy XIV. Tiri is determined to get us a bigger house. She bought a small house and put me on as like a kept man on the deed. It was basically like, this is my husband. He didn't contribute at all and he never does anything with it, but his name is on it. And so the house is also technically mine, but I did not help with this at all. And she's like, I really want a medium-sized house because we have nowhere to put everything. And now I feel like I have to contribute. It's one of the reasons that I started trying to like max out all my gathering stuff. So that then I could start doing crafting stuff and selling things and making enough money that we could maybe buy a medium-sized house, but it's so much pressure. I start my new job on Monday. You're going to crush it. It's going to go great. I have a small house. I have trouble decorating it properly. Yeah. In 14, yes. Yeah. The shape of them is just kind of weird. But what are you going to do? I thought it was a serious conversation about home ownership. I mean, also, it's a lot of pressure to try and own a real house in the real world. Yeah, Skull's fun, isn't it? Oh my gosh. I started looking at, again, because I watched that video of that guy and his wife building a house in like 3 days. And then in the video, he was like, literally anyone can make a house. Literally anybody can afford a house. It was generally his way of being like, you know, it doesn't require like complex, like mechanically complex anything in order to build a house. You just need a hammer and nails and you need to know like what size of wood to use and where to use it and blah, blah, blah. But we were talking yesterday and I was like, but it assumes a lot about you, right? That you're able to get the land to put the house on, that you can afford all of that wood or are able to find all of that wood anyway, that you have a body with, you know, with the ability necessary to build a house, right? But of course, because I went on like a mini rant about it and I watched the whole series of them making this house, I was like, I wonder how much land is. Like from state to state, I wonder how much land is. And of course I looked in Oregon because Oregon is like one of the places that everybody is flocking to. And it's also where I grew up. So I was like, well, if I was going to buy land in America, I would buy it in Oregon if I could. Because that's where my family is. It's where my whole family is basically. And people want land out there. So even if I bought the land and didn't do anything with it, it would probably accrue value over time, right? Anyways. So I went to look. Holy shit, it's expensive. Holy shit, it's expensive to get land in Oregon. Oh my God. I mean, it does depend on where. But like, I was like, do you want a few acres for $1 million? It's like, no. No. I want a few acres for like 20 to 40,000, please. Where's that at? Please? It's wild. Wild. Yeah, that's the other thing. Is buying like a just totally fucked up house on some land and then just paying to destroy the house. But then again, if you want a house on it, you have to build a new house on it, right? I don't. Yeah. No, that's true. In California, it's so expensive unless you're in the desert. Desert property, desert homes, desert land, all of that, super cheap. That's why my parents like it's too fucking cold, our arthritis is killing us. The house is in the desert because it cost them like nothing. They already paid the whole thing off, right? And that's why they kept being like, if you and Sam want to own a piece of property in America, you could just buy a house that's like next to us for pretty cheap and we could help you take care of it. Or if somebody wants to rent it, like we could be the managers of it or whatever you want to do. Which is still like an enticing idea to me. But at the same time, I'm like, we don't even have our own home. Which maybe doesn't need to be like, I guess you don't need to do it in that order, but still. Their house is in the middle of the woods. So they own like 80 to 90 acres in Oregon that they bought in the 70s. In the 70s or... Yeah, in the 70s. And it's awesome. It's super great. That's where I grew up. That's where I spent all of my time. And it still has a very special place in my heart. And it's why whenever Sam and I are like, well, where are we going to live one day? I'm like, why can't I live somewhere like where I grew up? But it's because it's fucking expensive to do that now. But my parents are in their 70s and their bodies hurt really bad in the winter. So they bought basically like a vacation home in the desert in California that they go to when it gets too cold for them. So they live in the desert for like 4 or 5 months out of the year, and then the rest of the time they're in the desert. They're in the woods. We call those snowbirds. Yes, snowbirds. I scrolled back up Heron Bug because I saw the responses to it. A Heron Bug said, when I struggle to do a good shop because of my disability, and people are like, why not just grow your own stuff? Like, sure, I can't go to Tesco, but I can totally garden. Like, yeah. Why don't you do this way harder thing that like requires a lot more managing and time? It is. I think that like some of that is, it's like when we talk about cottagecore stuff, right? I love the aesthetic of cottagecore stuff. At the end of the day, it's like, it's romanticized, you know, it's like romanticized rural life, which is way harder. There's so much finicky shit that we take for granted, that you wind up having to do if you're like, I'm just going to escape it all and live in the woods, right? Which is what my dad was wanting to do. My dad was like, I'm going to be off the grid. I'm going to grow all my own shit. I'm going to have all my own animals and I'm going to butcher them myself and like the whole 9 yards, right? And that never happened because there's so much to it. That's so much work, right? Like the at the end of the day, if you can pick like, okay, these things are worth my time to do myself and these things are not. My grandpa was the sort of person to be like, I'm not buying paint. I'm going to make my own paint, right? I've talked about this before. So this is my dad's dad. And my dad would be like, just buy paint. What do you mean? Just buy paint. I'm going to live alone out in space with my own food replicator. Yeah, he knew how to do a lot of things and, had lived through like big, huge recession sort of era stuff. And, a lot of people in that generation, it was keep everything, do everything for yourself. And he knew how to do everything for himself. So he would just do that. And it was really hard to convince him, like, but that's a huge waste of your time. It's like, surely you can just buy some paint, right? But this is why we have barrels of resistors in the shop on my parents' property, because my grandpa just wouldn't get rid of that shit. And my parents don't know what to do with it, right? My dad knows how to do electrical stuff and is still like, I don't know what to do with all these. Like, what the fuck? That is true, Kappa, but I think part of what's like enticing for some people, for some people about this, like, I'm going to live in the middle of nowhere, is that they find society exhausting. And for a lot of people saying, maybe I'll just move to a small town, yes, is pulling yourself away from society, but is also committing yourself to a much smaller pool of people. And small towns tend to, I'm not saying all small towns are, but small towns tend to not be as progressive thought-wise. And so I have friends who moved to like really small towns and were like, I feel like literally no one in this town gets anything that I'm about at all. And maybe, if you were seeking some kind of like isolation anyway, then that's fine. But if you were hoping to just be in a simpler area with less people, you would still want to at least feel like you could connect with someone, I live in a solar-powered house in the mountains of Puerto Rico with my husband and my 1-year-old. Oh my God. It's awesome, but it's insane amounts of work, upkeep, and the small town vibe is real. That sounds awesome, but I'm sure it's so much work. I've said before, and I've told Sam, if my parents ever got to the point where they were like, we really need to sell the farm, I would do everything in my power to buy that farm. Even though, and I lived on it my whole life, like up to adulthood, right? I wouldn't really know what to do with it. But it would just be too sad to me for it to not be in the family anymore. So I would try to buy it if I could. Rent it out? No. Do you have siblings? I do. I do have siblings. My brother is 11 years older than me. My sister is 17 years older than me. The farm is very beloved, not just to me, to my siblings, and honestly to my cousins. Thierry's brother adores that farm. He stays on it sometimes when my parents are out of town. So like it's not like it would just sit there and fall apart. I feel like probably everyone would still be interested in like using the property for something. There's still that huge workshop on there. It would be awesome to get that cleared out and up and running as like a workshop that everybody could use, stuff like that. But like whether or not I would be living in it is the question, right? If I bought that property, would I live in it? Well, currently I don't even live in that country, so I don't know. But yeah, it's just an awesome piece of property that I would love to keep in the family, and if somebody wanted to stay in it, then great. But it would be the reason that I'm not saying no, nobody could rent it out, because I just don't want people to be happy. That property has so much shit on it. There's so much stuff on that land. There's a barn just like full of farming equipment. There's the shop again that my hoarder grandpa was in for years and years and years, and it still has so much in it after years of work from my parents trying to like sell things off and make use of stuff. It would just be impossible as it is now. If this happened tomorrow, right? It would just be impossible to be like, yeah, somebody can live here. I have no idea. Mallow asked if I would live in the UK forever. Again, we moved here and the last year was a wash in terms of understanding whether or not I like living here. Sam lived in America for years, you know? He went through years where he hated living there and years where he really liked it. And, now we've moved back to the UK, and I think that even Sam is like in this place where he feels like he half belongs here and half belongs in America because he has so many friends in America now. Like, we just haven't been able to get our life going here yet. So I don't know. I have no idea. It depends on how we're feeling in the future, you know? But I think, honestly, it'll come down to Clark. If like Clark and her cousins are super close and they're basically all like siblings, I don't think I could take her away from that. And if she got to college age and said, I really want to go to this college in America, great, maybe we'll move back to America. And that way we can still be nearby and she can, you know, live her life and whatever she wants to do. But but the whole point of moving out here was to be closer to family, specifically so Clark could be closer to cousins that are her age and that they could all grow up together and be close, and Sam could reconnect with, you know, his siblings and all of that. And so assuming that Clark like feels like this is home for her, then we would stay for a long time. Yeah. We do not plan to have more kids. Oh my God. But Clark has started doing this thing and I don't know why. And it's Sam and I every time make like intense eye contact. Like, where is she getting this from? There's a specific toy. It's like a little dog cuddle, like for a baby. And she's been calling it her baby brother. And she carries it everywhere. She's like, oh, my baby brother really wants a Baby Bell. And I'm like, no, if he's your baby brother, he can't eat a Baby Bell. He needs milk. So he's not, she's basically using him to try and get like extras of everything that we give her. So give her Baby Bell and be like, okay, that's the only one because we're making dinner right now. And she'll be like, but my baby brother really wants a Baby Bell. God damn it. But she's been doing this for like days now. I'm like, where did she get this baby brother thing? This is killing me. She engaged in some critical thinking a minute ago, like right before the stream. We were going potty before I ditched her, and one of her socks accidentally came off, and I was like, oh, do you want me to put the sock back on, or do you want your socks off? And she sat there for a second thinking, and she goes, socks off to be in daddy's bed. And I was like, oh, Clark, you engaged in good thinking there. You considered where you're going next, and then you decided, because of where I'm going next, I would like my socks off. That was good thinking. And she was like, it was very cute. Being the single child sucks. I'm 26 and I so wish I had a sibling. We don't think, I mean, who knows? We don't think that it's going to matter. She has 5 cousins that are near her age that live within 10 to 15 minutes of us. So in a normal life, in a non-pandemic life, they would all be hanging out all the time. So we, in our house, would get to have the peace and the quiet. And when we want to have the wild, crazy family going on, that's an option. That's always an option, right? Only 5 so far. Everybody's still trying to have more kids. So I'm assuming that at a certain point I'll be able to say, yeah, well, she has 10 cousins. So I mean, she does have more than 5 cousins because my sister also has kids, but like around her age, she has 5. Absolutely. Everybody's different. Clark is very social. She really loves being around people. She loves talking. She loves communicating. She loves like playing with people. It's one of the reasons that I think it's good that she has like alone time now in place of nap time, so that she can get used to the idea of like, sometimes I'll have to play by myself, you know? Because generally I tend to be a really active playmate, like a really active parent in that way of like, what are we playing? We doing some pretend? What are we playing pretend of? Okay, let's do it, right? Oh my God. So Clark came up with, I'm like, I think I'm going to write it down anyway, even though I would never use it, I don't think. But Clark came up with like a horrifying creature the other day. So my kid comes up with what we've been calling Clarky's cryptids. She makes up monsters and stuff during Once Upon a Times, or just like while we're playing, she just comes up with things. And she again, I don't know where she's getting this. She put something under her shirt and was like, "It's my baby." And I was like, "Oh, all right." And I was like, "Okay, what's going on there? When did the baby happen?" And she was like, "It's because of the dolphin." And I was like, the dolphin. And she said, yeah, the dolphin gave me a baby. And I was like, is that a dolphin in your belly? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, so there's a creature somewhere, there's a dolphin creature somewhere that just like puts babies in people? And she was like, yeah, only if they want them. It's like, okay. And I was like, that technically, it could go in a cryptid book. It could. Like this interesting, like dolphin deity that you could go to and be like, I just really want a child. And it gives you one, but it's a dolphin. It's so weird. It's so weird. Instead of the stork. Yeah. At least the stork brought human babies, right? Yeah, the baby is also a dolphin. Clark lore is wild. She comes up with some crazy shit sometimes. It sounds like a Stephen Lumpkin West Marches creature. Yeah, I could believe that. Oh, to whoever was asking, her first day back at preschool apparently was great. Again, we got the curriculum right for this first part of preschool 2021, and they're learning about like snow creatures and I guess like, yeah, they built like an igloo in the back of the preschool. So her little breakdown said like, yeah, she played in the igloo and we learned about penguins and all kinds of stuff. And when I was done with work and I went downstairs, she was walking around like this. And I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, Mommy, I'm a crab. It's like, okay. And we started walking around like crabs. So, yeah. So I guess her first day back was great. I was like, did you see your friends? And she was like, yeah. Anyway, like moved on. It's like, oh my God, is there drama there? Does Chloe have a new best friend? I gotta know everything. What's happening? What? There are legends in the Amazon tribes like that. It's how they explained that a woman gives birth to a white baby. They said that the Pink River dolphin would grow legs one night and give her a child? What the fuck? This is 2 times in a row now that Clark has like come up with something and somebody's been like, "Oh, that's an actual thing." Or like, "That lore exists." Or like, "Oh, there's a real creature that's kind of like this." She's just tapping into the mainframe, I guess. What was the other one? Googie Gauze, because there were, hold on. Let's try to look them up. There are gemstone moths. Gem moths. So, Clark's like first creature that she made up that we've used a lot in stories now is called a Googie Gaw, and it's basically a moth with gemstones for eyes. And somebody saw my notes on it and was like, "Oh, there are actual moths that are like this." Wait, I'll read the message. There we go. You might have this is a viewer who follows me on Instagram. So what's up? If you're watching, I'm reading your message off. I'm not going to say your username though. I think you might have a little entomologist in the making. Dulceridae are a family of jewel moths. Their cocoons look like gemstones. One species of these is cinnamon colored because the main Googie God is named Cinnamon. So cool. Right? She's tapped in. She's tapped in the mainframe, I'm telling you. I don't know. Oh. Thank you very much for using your eyeballs for good and not evil. Avi, thank you for redeeming an ad. Leon says, honestly, this seems like such a nice community. I really love the vibes here. It's nice and chill. You've cultivated a great following. Thank you. Thank you. I feel the same. Yeah, we have an awesome community here. Everybody's very, very wonderful to each other. I'm very lucky. I feel very blessed. And Queen Ray says, I'm technically new to your channel. What's up? Welcome. I already love your streams and the conversations with chat. Since I celebrated my birthday yesterday, I realized that we must learn to love ourselves more and that we're good enough. So I'm sending love to you all. Happy late birthday. Welcome to the community. Thank you very much. I hope that your birthday was wonderful, and I hope you like hanging out with us. My eyeballs are evil. Not today, they're not. Not today. Yes, that is my voice in the ad break. That is my voice. Also, if you were watching Twin Mirrors yesterday, it's the same song. It's just me. I didn't watch the ad. Unreal Grace. I can't believe this. Exo Scout, happy 6 years. I'm now terrified of time. Thanks for the years of feel-good vibes, and here's to more to come. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Happy anniversary. Oh, goodness gracious. Wah, 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 wah. You can unsub after you've subscribed, of course. Oh, hi, DOOGER. I'm currently reading some of DC Black Label's comics from the Sandman universe. I think you would really like it since you enjoyed the Dark Desk comics in the New 52. I'm currently reading Lucifer. Good to know. Sandman is difficult for me because I've read a little bit of it, and it's hard to figure out what order you're supposed to read those in. There are lists that you can find. I do know that, but like, if you're just like, I want to start reading Sandman. I hate that it's not obvious where to start with that shit. Oh, thank you, Artsy Paws. There is Misdemeanor tonight. I'm so excited. The pirates are back in town. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And like with every time that we take a break, I'm sure Alis is going to be way too aggro. It's going to be wild, but... So Misdemeanor is a D&D show that I'm in with the Completionist and Dookie Shed and Super Shigi and Masayanella. And is that it? Is that all of us? And our DM is Brett Ultimus. And it's like a found family pirate game, and it's very, very fun. My character is a 13-year-old piece of shit sorcerer. I say he's a piece of shit, but he's just... He's just a little aggro. He's just a little aggro 13-year-old. But it's very fun. Hi, OLG. And OLG is one of my, I was gonna say playmates. Sure, it was one of my playmates in Godforged, which is the show that happens tomorrow. Weekends are the best. 2 D&D shows? What is this? Alis is just done with everything. Always. Always. What color are your eyes? It depends on what light is hitting them. Sometimes they look blue, but in general, in my day-to-day life, they're green. But like, if you watch old news episodes on my YouTube channel, my eyes look really blue in some of those. It's because the light is like directly in my eyes while I'm filming them, and it just makes my eye color look different, but they're green. Sorcerers wake up and choose violence. Look, Alis has not taken any fire abilities, okay? Let's be real. The sorcerers that really want to fuck some shit up are like, I want all the fire stuff. How do I burn villages to the ground with a blink? Good morning, I cast Fireball. I will never forget in Godforged when OLG cast Fireball, and we were like, I'm sorry, wait, the radius for that is how big? Wait a minute, I'm sorry. How big is a fireball? What the fuck? I've only caught Misdemeanor like twice, but Alis's attitude might be my soul. He's just like, he's like the, you know, in any movie where everybody just kind of goes along with the ridiculousness, there always has to be one character that's like, you guys know this is a fucking stupid idea, right? Like this is the worst thing anybody's ever come up with. That's Alis. Alis in this group is the one who's like, wait, I'm sorry, who is this person? Why are we doing this? What's happening right now? And everybody else is like, yeah, this seems fine. So sometimes he comes across a bit more aggro because there's just more stupid shit happening in a compact amount of time. Yeah, and then in Godforged, I am the opposite, which is great. I am not the voice of reason in Godforged at all. Not at all. I would say Bree's character Basil is just like a really sweet, just a really sweet orc bard, and the rest of us are like, we should kill this guy. And Basil's like, what? We don't wait. There's always one. That's why Massey's character fits in so perfectly. Absolutely. Yeah. Not in Dungeons and Daddies. I would argue that there is a person who's like, let's slow our roll a little bit. But they all have their moments for sure in Dungeons and Daddies. They all have their moments where they're like, no, fuck it, we're going for it, which is great. Without the voice of reason, you end up with scattered clowns. Yo, but people love the clowns. Fia is pragmatic. The rest of you guys are bloodthirsty. Okay, look, no spoilers, but that is an incorrect statement. That is an incorrect statement. Yeah, people keep asking me about Dadcraft. Sips is doing like a Minecraft thing called Dadcraft, I guess. And he sent me an invite. Wait. And it said, for Minecraft, if you're into it. And that's all that it said. And I had no idea what the fuck that meant or what this is, but apparently it's like a series or he's just chilling and building. I don't play Minecraft really. Does that matter? Actually, you know what? I don't really play Minecraft. Is that a problem? I would be less than useless. We'll see what he says. I do have Minecraft downloaded. Because actually, I had to play it recently for a thing. Should get Brett to tutor you with Massey. No, thank you. I have no interest in being good at Minecraft. I have no interest in learning anything about Minecraft. No. I played Minecraft by myself. I was on Minecraft Hardcore. I was on our server. I was on my friend's server. I did Minecraft in the Coliseum. I've given it many chances. It's enjoyable. I don't need to be good at it. And especially with Minecraft Hardcore, everybody was like, who the fuck is this lady? She sucks. And I was like, okay. I don't think Pixelmon counts. But Pixelmon is technically a Minecraft adjacent thing. It's Pokemon inside of Minecraft. Minecraft Hardcore was how I discovered you. That's very sweet. That's wonderful. Oh. It's snowing. What the fuck? Or hailing? It sounds hard. I think it's hail. Hail? In this economy? It's definitely too warm for it to stick. Oh my God. I hope. Oh my God. So it's my brother-in-law's birthday today, and they were like, yeah, we're going to go for a nice walk for his birthday. And I suddenly just thought to myself, like, I really hope they're not walking right now. That would be so awful if they were like, let's have a nice birthday walk, and immediately got pelted with hail. Clark has seen snow, yeah, but she wouldn't remember it, I don't think. She saw it when 2 Februaries ago when I went to visit David and Aaron to do Dodger Coffee stuff. They had tons of snow. So there are pictures of her and Kaylee looking out the window at all of the snow. This was before Elle was born, so it was just Kaylee. It was very cute. We had a full hour of thundering in Berlin last week. Oof. Last night we were like, Clarky, it's raining pretty hard. It might get windy again. Do you want us to play music to help with the wind noise so that you're not scared or so that it's not waking you up? And she was like, no, I want to hear the rain. We're like, okay. Okay. Your kid is weird. I mean, I agree. But like really good weird. I love it. uh right? Rain is great. Love it. Yeah, no, it's just sprinkling outside. That was so strange. It was like a split second of hail. Although I feel like every time that there's been hail since I've moved here, it's been like, oh, there's hail. Oh, it's gone. How are the kitties? They're good. Clark is cooler than me. Same. It is the OG cat gang pullover. We're looking at living by the coast because I love coastal weather. Oh man. The winds though. The winds though. Has she heard metal music yet? Yes. So Clark, I never expected to have a child like this, but that's fine. Clark's favorite music to listen to is classical music. She calls it fairy music. Anytime we're in the car, she goes, "Can we listen to fairy music, please?" And then we have to put on classical. I've started playing some of my favorite game soundtracks for her that are more like instrumental. And she prefers, much like me, she prefers the songs that are more like upbeat, which tend to be battle music, right? So like Hollow Knight soundtrack, she likes it, but she prefers the songs that are like fight music songs. So it's now progressed to just playing more like kind of heavier or more intense instrumental music, which sometimes is along more of like the rock metal sort of side of stuff. She tends to really like it. Yeah. There's a dude on TikTok whose kid is like obsessed with Chopin. And he makes all these videos where he's like, "Can just anybody else? Can we listen to some Beethoven maybe? Maybe some Tchaikovsky?" And the kid is in the background going, "Chopin! No, Chopin!" And it kills me. It's so funny. I'm like, "This is my kid." Well, it's not my kid. She doesn't have anything that like, she doesn't know the names of any composers. She doesn't like prefer any specific like person's music. She just likes classical music. And the two instruments that she can pick out now are, if it's a song with primarily piano, she knows what pianos sound like, and she knows what violins sound like. So if there's a song that has like a big violin part of it, then she knows what that is, which is pretty cool. I do love Lindsey Sterling. Does she like Castlevania? Castlevania music? She's 2, so she's not playing a Castlevania game or watching the Castlevania show. I have not played Castlevania music for her, although I should. We give her lots of so she has like a little keyboard that my parents got her for her first birthday, and she still loves that. My ukulele, she calls her guitar, so she plays my ukulele all the time. She's got a xylophone and all kinds of stuff, because the second that we were like, she seems to really like music. A lot of kids really like music. People in general, I think, tend to be drawn to music, right? But I never really learned how to play any instruments, but Sam did. Sam played a lot of instruments growing up. And so from Sam's perspective, he was like, we should just have stuff around that she can just play with and like tinker with. And if she wants to learn something, cool, we'll give her those opportunities. But otherwise, like at this age, it's good to just have that stuff around, right? So she plays with that stuff all the time, yeah. Drums. I either wanted to learn drums or bass guitar. Or if I was going to get fancy, I would want to learn cello. Cello is my favorite of like the like, yes, I do fairy music sort of instruments, right? But at the time, like in high school, all of my friends were like able to just hang out and do like jam sessions together, which I thought was so fun. And obviously, you know, my dad and my brother are totally those sorts of people too. And I was like, oh, I want to learn. I want to be able to be part of that. That would be so fun. But your nickname could have been Chillo. Yeah. Same here, but I learned bass. So I've told this story before, but I was looking for a while. I was looking at child-sized bass guitars because I had held my friend's bass guitar and I was like, I can't even reach the strings. Like, my hands are too small. I couldn't reach the strings. So I was like, maybe I need to be looking at like kids' bass guitars, like small ones, right? And I never pulled the trigger and bought one. But at the time I was like, oh, I want to learn. Maybe I'll just get one. It didn't wind up happening. Yeah, a lot of people in chat are saying 3/4 size is totally a thing for smaller people. Hurdy-gurdy? I don't know what a hurdy-gurdy is. Should I look this up? What is a hurdy-gurdy? Oh, this thing. I've never wondered what this was called in my life. I've seen this before and I've never wondered what it was called. I don't know why. I for some reason it never occurred to me that this would have its own name. I don't know why. Hurdy-gurdies. That's wild. Tomato bought one? Of course. Tomato has everything. My brother owns a didgeridoo, for what that's worth. I remember him sitting in his room practicing the infinite breathing thing, where you're like, while you're playing the didgeridoo, you're constantly breathing in through your nose at the same time, so that you're just like constantly playing the didgeridoo. And you just sit in his room and practice it. It's circular breathing. That's what it's called. Yeah. And I'd be like, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's my brother practicing the didgeridoo. You know his chat's in trouble if he pulls out the horn. Oh my god, I finally got my my Twitch breakdown as a viewer. Really disappointed. It was like, here's the channel you watched the most. Guess what channel it is? Yep, it was mine. It was my own fucking channel. I was like, well, this list is garbage then. A lot of people got that they watch their own channel because we open it up for whatever reason, or we keep it open during the stream. We're like, so my list, the list of channels that I watched the most this year was mine, Sam's, and Arcadum's, apparently. That was great. Okay. You were my second channel. Thanks. If I was on your top 3 at all, what's up? Thank you very much for the support. Look, guys, as established, I have a ukulele. I just only know a couple of chords on it. So I can take the time to learn how to play more than just a couple of chords on the ukulele. They were emailed. They were emailed to us. So if you go into your email, whatever email is associated with your Twitch account, and type in Twitch, there should be like here's your Twitch 2020 breakdown or whatever. And it shows like what channels you watched the most, what emotes you used the most, all that kind of stuff. I watched 1,000 hours of Sam. Bless you. I had 69 hours watched. Nice. Ukulele is the most wholesome instrument. I can't remember if I said this or not, but it wasn't until I like bought a ukulele and started like trying to learn chords on it that I found out that apparently my second cousin is like great on the ukulele. And my cousin like sent me, not Thierry, but a different cousin sent me a video of her daughter playing on the ukulele and singing. And I was like, what the fuck? She's great. She's like, I know. My top emotes were all yours. Thanks. My most used emote is moo. Amazing. I learned to finger pick one song on the ukulele and closed up shop. Yeah, I keep thinking I should choose a song, right? I should choose a song that I would like to learn and then learn how to play that and then work from there. As it is right now, I use the like, oh, I'm trying to remember what the app is called. But there's an app that like teaches you chords. And so there are some of them that I've committed to memory and some of them that are like a little difficult for me to hit. So I don't practice them as often, even though it definitely means I should practice those ones the most. But what are you going to do? So yeah, the ones that I can recall easily are the ones that I play for Clark when she's singing a song and is like, Mommy, play, and I'll sing. And I'm like, okay, I'll just play random chords and then you'll sing and I don't think you'll mind. Get a baby ukulele, you and Clark can learn together. She really likes mine though, because to her, the ukulele feels like a full-sized guitar. So she likes holding the ukulele like a guitar, right? Because it's the right size for her as a guitar. I was telling Jesse on stream yesterday that my whole childhood I called guitars T-tars. My dad is a guitarist, and there were always guitars all over the house, and I would just call them T-tars. And so I still sometimes when I see guitars, I think T-tar in my head. Whoa, is this a Gibson T-tar? That's tight, dude. Ukulele? I hate that. Oh my god, you're right. No, wait. Oh, that's so good. I gotta learn a song that I can use as a goof on stream, and then I'll get so much practice. Oh, speaking of. Thank you very much for redeeming an ad, ASAC. All of your eyeball money this month is going to the MS Society. So thank you very much. Nice. Poison. I haven't gotten an ad 3 times in a row now. Are you... It might have to do with what country you're based out of. Oh! Now you're all in friendship jail. Tactful Valkyrie. Thank you for redeeming friendship jail. Guys, let's try to have a conversation with emotes. So, what have you eaten today? Coffee. A lot of you guys eating coffee. Some of you eating pancakes, apparently. Guns. Some of you guys eating guns. Wouldn't recommend, but that's okay. Fish, squid, Pokemon, all right. Cookies, beer, bananas, okay. A lamp, sure. Doritos, tacos. Oh my God, I could go for a taco. Holy shit, I could go for a taco right now. That sounds amazing. We're making crunch wraps for dinner. Oh my God. Let me know how it goes. Since Sam and I did that the other day, let me know, like, let's collaborate here, Alex. Let's collaborate here. We gotta figure out the best way to make these. We gotta share deets with each other. Can you get good tacos in the UK? In comparison to tacos in Los Angeles, not really. Not really. There's nothing wrong with them. The burritos and the tacos here, they're fine. But it's just a comparison thing, you know. It's the same as like the avocados here. The avocados here don't taste the same as they did in Los Angeles. So every time I have an avocado here, I'm like, it was fine, you know. It's just, you just get used to things tasting a certain way, and then when you crave it, that's what you want, but you can't get it anymore, you know? But y'all got that curry. I haven't had any good Indian curry around where we live. So it's unfortunate. Breakfast curry? Yo, anything can be breakfast. I didn't have the emote, but I ate a coconut sweet ball. A coconut sweet ball? I keep wanting to. We got like a pack of like protein balls. I see them on Pinterest all the time. On Pinterest, there's so many things that are like, make these protein balls for a snack. And we saw some at Lidl, and I was like, oh, I'll get those. Just see what they're like. And they were actually very good. And I'm like, well, apparently these are really easy to make at home. Maybe I'll try making them. So I had just never eaten them before. So I was like, but now that I've had some from the store, I'm going, those are pretty all right. Oh my God. I've gotten really deep into like freezing vegetables. We were talking about, this was a while ago, but we were talking about how like a lot of things like celery was, I think, the big thing we were talking about at the time, that I had never considered to myself all of these times that I would get a head of celery for a specific thing and then not use the rest of the celery. For some reason, it never occurred to me, like, just I could chop it up and then freeze it, right? And then just have it next time I want to make a soup or something. Anytime I need like a mirepoix, right? And then I started being like, there are probably lots of things I could be freezing that I don't. And so now my fridge is slowly getting filled up with just tiny little freezer bags full of like shit. I froze my bread after that convo. Freeze your bread. If you're not going to eat it fast enough, freeze some bread. I'm a dirty bread freezer now. Yeah, I've got butternut squash in my freezer. Anytime we get fruit and I think that the fruit is about to go off, I freeze the fruit. We have some bananas I need to freeze, actually. I'll make some bread with that or something. It's hard because it's not like I can help with those anymore. So, unless I'm going to cook them. It's up to Clarky. It's up to Clarky to eat them, and she hasn't been super into bananas currently, so we've just got bananas that are like, please, please help. Yeah, so we always have frozen blueberries because I use those for muffins anyway. So we always have frozen blueberries around that I use in muffins. We froze raspberries and I used those in muffins, and it was fine, but ooh, those were tart muffins. Those were some tart muffins. Yeah, the squash, the celery, I've got some carrots in there now. Maybe that's what I'll do when this stream is done. I'll go and check out our produce bin and see like what needs to get used. Maybe I'll make a soup tonight. cooking stream when. We don't have any kind of like a mobile way to stream anything currently. So we need to figure that out, because I can't just like pick up my PC and bring it downstairs. Well, I mean, I could, but it's a pain in the ass. And before, my cooking streams were always just on the laptop, but the laptop kind of gave up the ghost a bit. So we keep being like, oh, we should get a new laptop to do like cooking streams and stuff on. I just haven't gotten one yet. But once I do, I would love to do cooking streams again. Dining with Doogish. How do people do live streams when they're out and about IRL, a GoPro or something? So the Twitch app now has it built in. So I can open the Twitch app and be like, I want to go live. And it'll be like, cool. And then you can just stream through the Twitch app. But yeah, they're like full setups, like full rigs that you can have. Like some people use backpacks with GoPros and all kinds of stuff. But that's the easiest way. Lady Arcana, is it your birthday? I'm 23 now. Oh, happy birthday. It was on Wednesday and I did nothing. It was lovely. It sounds like the perfect use of a birthday to me. Yeah, those streams can be difficult for me to watch too. The ones where you're like strapped to a person because the camera is just like doing this the whole time. And it's not very smooth. I really liked like when Arix was doing a bunch of streams from Japan. Like IRL streams from Japan. The ones where he was like, okay, we're streaming from a restaurant now. And the camera would just be sitting while he like talked with somebody or just like hung out in the restaurant or whatever. Like that sort of stuff was really interesting for me. But the like walking around in Japan was sometimes a little too much for me to take in. They were great streams, weren't they? Yeah. I'm sure that they were so much work for him. But I know. I'm very excited to one day visit him in Japan. That'll be great. Big pin in that. Yeah, well, it's not like Sam can get to Japan. The plan was for him to go to Japan in spring of 2020. That was the plan. Literally can't get there right now, so. Hold. One sec. We have a special guest. A special little guest. You say? You are a guest. A special little guest. Look at you. Here, it's your stream now. Ugh.
Mom, can you tuck me in?
Can I tuck you in? What does that mean?
Because I want you to tuck me in.
I don't know how to tuck you into a chair. Can I sit with you?
Yeah, I'm good.
She wanted to say hi.
Mom,
What are you doing?
Mom, what is that?
What's what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the paper from a muffin that Daddy got for Mommy. It's from a couple of days ago, if I'm being honest. I need to throw it away because it's yucky mucky. Mm. Vadraner's daughter says hi. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi.
Mom, this is... Mom, can you bring it next to me?
Can I bring it next to you? Here, let's adjust. Ugh. Okay. You're on the lap, and there you go.
Huh?
Ooh.
Mom.
Yes, honey.
Mom, I want to get game again.
Oh, I'm not playing a game right now. I'm just hanging out and just talking with chat.
Oh. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Is anybody there?
Mom,
Yes,
I
darling.
want the cats again.
You want the cats again? That's my fault. I have the alerts off, so people can't make the little kitties pop up. That's Mommy's fault. Look, if you look in chat though, people are putting cats up sometimes. See?
We're watching in Sherlock.
They are Watson and Sherlock. That's exactly who
So
they're supposed
many
to be.
watching in Sherlock.
Yeah.
So many.
So many.
Hello? 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 I'm all good. Up, go down.
You're all dressed up to go downstairs. Okay, go tell Daddy. She has a lovely friend sent us when we had Clark, sent us Luna and Artemis stuffed animals. So there's a little Luna and a little Artemis from Sailor Moon, and she calls them Sherlock and Watson. And to this day, she'll be like, "Where's my Watson toy? Where's my Sherlock toy?" And what she means are the Luna and Artemis toys. So all black cats and all white cats are Sherlock and Watson to her. It's very cute. Oh, I got my second COVID vaccine yesterday and it's kicking my butt, but it's totally worth it. Very happy for you. Any of you guys who've gotten a vaccine so far? Hell yeah. I keep wondering, because my parents are elderly, so I keep wondering, like, if they're going to be able to get it soon. Yeah, Aaron and David, happily Aaron's whole family has gotten it. Aaron has it currently. She can't taste anything. And normally she can't taste spicy food whatsoever. So there was a video that she posted of her like eating jalapenos and just being like, I can't taste them. It's like the first time she's ever been able to eat spicy stuff. Yeah, my sister's whole family, they all work in ER. So they got theirs a while ago. Which is great. But anyway, if you've gotten the vaccine, I'm very happy for you. That's the end of my coffee. On the water. What are the plans for next week? Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm gonna message Danny and see what the timeline is on getting alerts back up and running. So that sort of stuff I would like to get going on this week. And then games wise, I'm not sure, to be honest. Oh yeah. Sam and I are both like, we're assuming we're not going to get the vaccine until maybe even the end of this year. Who knows? But anyway, sorry, we can move on. My wife and I have been loving the surprise every couple of weeks, whether we get regular Dodger coffee or the not decaf Dodger coffee. I really want one of those bags, one of the not decaf bags. Maybe I'll ask David for one. What happened to the coffee? At one point, we ran out of our normal Dodger coffee bags. I believe that was the situation. We ran out of the bags, and David was like, how would you feel about us? Because we have so many decaf bags. Like, people rarely buy the decaf, to be honest. So he was like, what if, in the meantime, we gave people the regular Dodger coffee in the decaf bags and put a sticker on it that says not decaf? And I was like, great. That seems on brand. That's a good goof. And so people have been getting bags occasionally that are the decaf bag, but it just says not decaf on a big sticker. Modern problems with modern solutions. It's good. It's a good goof. It's like the bee vomit goof that we wound up not being able to do for very long. But our honey, the honey that's in the store came with a sticker that said bee vomit on it instead of honey. So if you wanted a bee vomit sticker on the bottle instead of having it say honey, you could. But there's a guy who has a honey business called Bee Vomit and was like, hey, that's my company. You can't use that. So the first people who bought the honey got those stickers, and that was it. Yeah, we were like, Is it worth fighting with this dude to be able to give people bee vomit stickers? No, not really. Yeah, we used to include in all of our orders little white stickers with the Dodger Coffee logo on them. But I think we just ran out. Oh my God. One of my favorite things to watch on TikTok is people with small businesses that do videos of like, here's how I package up my orders. That shit is so fucking satisfying. So satisfying. And sometimes I'm like, is all of this effort worth it? Who knows? But the video is great. They're so like the ones where they're like, they, painted a dog or something. And it's a huge process of like, first I wrap it and then I seal it with a cool gold leaf sticker. And then I put it inside of a small box. I put the box on top. I wrap it in ribbon. I pour wax on top and seal it with my special seal. I then put that inside of an even bigger box. And then it's just like, oh my God. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, like on the behalf of the person who is putting together the order, it's not that I don't think that people open those and are like, "Oh my God, this is gorgeous." I think absolutely. But I always wonder when it's like when it's that much work to put together an order. I hope that from the perspective of the person putting the order together, that feels worth it, I guess, if that makes sense. My kid. Meh. I need to get your coffee. I never knew the link until now. Also, is it just beans or do you have ground stuff too? I'm terrified to try to grind my own beans. You can get, we recommend that you get whole beans and grind them yourself just because the flavor is better. But we do offer pre-ground. Absolutely. So we just have the one coffee roast. And then we have decaf, we have cocoa, we have honey, we have candles. We've just been slowly adding more and more stuff to the store, but yeah. There is. Yeah, it's a dark chocolate cocoa. So it's meant to be used as either a mocha mix or cocoa, however you'd like to use it. Uh, and I prefer dark chocolate. Everything that we put in the store is stuff that I enjoy drinking. So you'll notice like our teas are never like fruit teas because I don't tend to like fruit teas. And our cocoa is a dark chocolate cocoa because that's what I prefer. So generally we try to make it a rule that like if it goes in the store, it's something that I really like and that I would drink or do drink. Even though that can be kind of limiting, which is one of the reasons why we started being like, are there people that, that we could do like collaborations with to get like different like variations of things into the store? Please hold. should just mute myself during that. Oh, goodness. Thank you very much for redeeming an ad, Chiyuku. Appreciate it. Oh, and now you're all in friendship jail. Well, what are you going to do? But hey, it's wrap up time. Like I said, Sam's dealing with a migraine and all kinds of other stuff. So I'm keeping it to a 2-hour stream today. I also did not open up Raid later because I have somebody in mind to raid if they are live. So I'm double checking now. They are. Oh my gosh. So, Jossum, who's a lovely member of the community and an awesome artist, messaged me yesterday and was like, hey, I'm going to be streaming your, cause I commissioned them to draw my old D&D character with Joe Fudge's old D&D character. And so they were like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be streaming drawing that. And I was like, when? So I'm going to send you over to Jossum. You can watch them draw Wazy and Sterling. Be good times. But first, read off some Valentines, etc. Shiren says, I'm currently gathering Skybuilder's mistletoe for Ishgard crafting, and having the stream up helps keep me sane. Even if I can't get the casual attire coffer to drop, at least I can say I was entertained. Y'all are lovely. Make sure you stay safe and stay hydrated. Weird Uncle Jay says this Valentine is for yesterday me, who bought chocolate chip muffins for today me. Oh, yesterday me who bought chocolate chip muffins for today me to have with my morning coffee. So good job yesterday me. Kai Theron says, I wanted to share the good news. My almost 14-year-old kitty's blood test results came back. It looks like her diseases aren't getting worse. I just got to give her more food to counterbalance the weight loss. She's a tiny kitty. Oh, it sent off before I was done, but it means that she should be around for a bit longer and continue being my cat mom. And I wanted to send out good vibes to all. Oh, I'm so glad. What good news. I'll give your points back for your second one because it was a mistake that you sent the first one like before it was done. So, Crab Hands Kinsey, says this is a Valentine for Antonio Carlos Jobim, who wrote the music for The Girl from Ipanema, because I've had it stuck in my head all morning, and honestly, I'm not mad about it. I wish I could pronounce that name correctly, but thank you for shouting out the creator of the song. Bum 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 bum. Ba 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 ba. We got a subscript to give out. We have got a subscription to give to someone. I'm going to close my eyes and choose a non-sub at random, except my child is running over. Hello!
Mom,
Darling.
yeah, candy is only for grown-ups.
There's candy that's only for grown-ups? Where? In Mommy and Daddy's room?
Yeah.
Oh. Was it Daddy's candy? Is that why?
Yeah, because I was so sad. Because I wanted that candy because
She found a haichu and I said she has to ask you.
Oh, I see. I think it'll be a little hard for you to eat, honey. Yeah. But maybe you went to potty and you did a good job, so maybe you can go downstairs and have a chocolate button. How does that sound? Yeah, the high chews are going to be hard for you to eat, darling. But you can have a chocolate button if you'd like, okay? A chocolate buffin. Not a chocolate buffin. What are they really called? Not a chocolate buffin. She's right. It's not what they're called. She's right. Okay. Bam. Alpha Wolf. Welcome to the cat gang. First non-sub I saw. That's from W1200, who said that it was my choice. So, there you go. There you go. Ah, good stream, guys. Sorry that I was an hour late. Thank you very much for hanging. I appreciate it. Again, the weekends are D&D time. So, tonight we're doing Misdemeanor, and tomorrow is Godforged. And if either of those shows sound interesting to you and fun, please go and follow the DMs. Brett Ultimus is the one who does Misdemeanor, and Joe Fudge does Godforged. They're totally different shows, totally different types of DMs, but they're both great and lovely friends of ours. So, yeah, that's what's going to be going on. What are you doing? Did Daddy tell you to say that? Yeah. She said, subscribe to Mommy. More Kid, thank you for the 6 months. Dawn Seeker for the 68. Heronbug for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. R Mutt for the 3 years. Happy anniversary. Midnight Agent for the 18. Snowfall and Crow for the 17. Michael L8 for the 74. Rockhead Rumple for the 42. Kerbellos for the 16. W1200 for the 29. Celise for the 43. Real Al Gamer for the 45. Astromoon for the 4 years. Happy anniversary to you as well. Toothida, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. ASAC for the 6 years. Happy anniversary. Tactical Luke for the 44. Loop Guru for the 45. Broken Plaything for the 56. Shuggy-chan for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Sam Skunkworks, thank you for the 27. Starfleet Skater for the 15. Early Winter for the 38. Meep for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Flame Troll for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang as well. Jodalern, thank you for the 73. Waffle Ghost for the 33. Maltzy for the 44. Brandy XP for the 8. Literature Geek, thank you for the gifted subs. Welcome to the Cat Gang, guys. Exo Scout for the 6 years as well. Happy anniversary. Fallout Gamer, thank you for the 26. Villas Farthuk for the 23. Preshraz, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. 02 for the 46. Major J03 for the 44. Bronera Bread for the 57. Major J03 for the gifted sub. Jazz Jackrabbit for the 55. Sidley for the 22. Yami Chan for the 2. Lady Arcana for the 45. Crab Rangoony for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Arnar, thank you for the gifted sub. Psycakes for the 4. Avi for the gifted sub. Loopy Loo for the 7 months. And Kirion for the 38 months. Thank you all very much. MangaPod is still on hiatus. Still no MangaPod. So yeah, the only things going on for the rest of this weekend are Misdemeanor tonight and then Godforged tomorrow. So I will see you for those. In the meantime, we are going to raid Jossum. So go say hi. They're lovely. And I'll see you when I see ya. Okay, guys? Thanks so much. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.